In this video, I will discuss dynamic application security testing, what it is, why it is important, and how it is performed, and what are certain risks associated with dynamic application security testing. So, dynamic application security testing is a kind of web scanner for non-functional testing to identify security vulnerabilities in web applications. It communicates with web applications through web front end to identify vulnerabilities in web applications, including architectural weaknesses. Now, dynamic application security testing is important for regulatory compliance purposes. And it also identifies various vulnerabilities, for example, cross-site scripting attacks, SQL injection attacks, server configurational issues. And before release of a final web application to your customer, it can identify vulnerabilities for their patching. And it also simulates realistic attacks just like hackers. And furthermore, it can continuously scan for new vulnerabilities throughout the year for their quick patching. Now, dynamic application security testing can be conducted manually or through automated tools. Now, the tools which are used for automated testing performs the dynamic application security testing just like a black box. So they perform different attacks to detect vulnerabilities in the web application and use the web front end to scan these web applications for vulnerabilities. So you have to configure these tools, and it requires certain level of sophistication. For example, you have to configure the host name of the web application, certain other parameters to crawl that web application, and also the authentication credentials for your application to perform the scans on the web application. So it can detect various vulnerabilities related to query strings, headers, fragments, and other web inputs, for example, get or post request, and certain document object model injection attacks, which are a kind of cross-site scripting attacks. So in DOM injection, a hacker can build a malicious URL and can place that URL on any web application. And once a visitor will visit that URL, a malicious script will be executed in the web browser of the user. Then you can also perform manual testing to cover the gaps of automated tools. For example, overall business logic of your web application, certain race conditions, and zero-day vulnerabilities. So there are commercial scanners and also certain open source scanners to perform dynamic application security testing, and commercial scanners have more features. Now there are certain risks associated with dynamic application security testing. So there are risks of overriding the application data or malicious payload injection while conducting these automated tests. So therefore these tools should be used in non-production environment. So you have to deploy your web application in a non-production environment, and then you have to use these tools to test your web application before deploying it on the production systems. Furthermore, these tools have limited access to the source code, so tools should be configured as per the attack surface of the web application. Furthermore, these tools cannot implement all variants of attacks for a given vulnerability. And these tools have limited understanding of dynamic content like JavaScript and Flash. And lastly, the attacker can also use dynamic application security testing tools to find vulnerabilities in the web applications. This was all. Thank you.